and we are good. What's going on? We got week 2 NFL picks, records at the top of the screen. We are back. We are both positive from week 1. I'm up
Barely.
about 4 units, Steed about a unit. Um, had a decent week. Both the dogs of the week hit last week, which is big. So if you want to see our week 1 picks, you can check out thirdand20.com, the historical picks tab under our podcast segment, Third and 20 podcast. You can see our picks. Let's get into it. We're going to kind of go through the games week by week this time around instead of just our picks. Give our thoughts on the game, and then if we have a pick for that game, we'll write it down. Starting off, Patriots against the Jets. The Jets are a home dog. 6 points is the spread. Plus 205 money line. Over under 43. I personally don't really love this game. I don't know what you're feeling, Steed. I mean, the Jets, you're getting a great line if you like the Jets as a home dog. I'm just not confident enough to pick them against the Patriots.
Yeah, no, I'm still not betting on the Jets, even though they covered last week to a certain extent. I would like the Patriots like in a teaser, more like if you got the Patriots teased them down to like a pick 'em, where you just like, just go out there and win the game because like at the end of the day, you're the better team. But yeah, I'm just not a fan of this game. I'm gonna stay away. I might come back with a teaser with them later on, but I'm still gonna look at a game or two to try to
Yeah,
find another
my
team.
thoughts on this game, I think the over under came out at 46 and it's been just going way down. It's at 43 now. So the under, even at 43, I think is still all right just because it really feels like one of those games where both teams are going to be under 24, 20 points, somewhere in that range. The one thing I don't like about a tease for the Patriots, I do think that's the second play, but the one thing is that I was scared about with the Jets, and if you're a Jets fan, you like, is that last week they kind of showed you that they can stick around in a game, be competitive. They're not going to win every game, obviously, but if they're able just to stick around, I think that Zach Wilson is good enough to come out with some wins.
Yeah,
As
but
of
I
right now, we
you
here's the thing
beat
though. As of right now, we have not seen a team beat them. I mean, the Panthers played well, but Jets in the second half won that football game. I want to until we see a team really beat the Jets and a team of like the Patriots caliber, because the Patriots caliber are probably one of those lower tier playoff teams. Then the Jets as a 6 point home dog do scare me a little bit.
maybe in a sense. I'm just gonna stay away from the game.
Same.
I'm not gonna bet on the Jets, and I'm not gonna bet against Belichick. That's the thing. So I just think it's a non-bettable game. There's no money to be made in that game.
All right, so we get into the second game of the week. This is actually one of my picks. It's the Niners against the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles are a 2.5 point home underdog, but I'm gonna be taking Shanahan and the Niners. It actually just moved right before we started the podcast on
Nice.
DraftKings. Minus 2.5 for the 49ers. Are you also taking that, Steve?
Yeah, that was like one of the big games I wanted to take. I just think a little like maybe there's a little hype coming on the Eagles because of last week's dominant win. Listen, that Falcons team sucks. They're not good. I mean, anybody could beat them that week. Literally anyone. The Lions could have. The Jets probably would have beat the Falcons that week. But I'm just still not gonna buy into state saying that the 49ers are only a 2.5 point better team than the Eagles. I think this is a much better team. So give me the points, give me the 49ers, give me Shanny. They get it done. That's a better D line. Now the offensive line for the Eagles will truly get tested if they're good or not with that D line, and just let them eat.
I agree with you for a lot of the same reasons. This is one of my few picks this week. Any other reasons, I guess, just would be I just think that coming into the season, if you were to ask me what the spread would be on this game, even if there was a possibility that the Eagles, and I do think the Eagles are a much better football team, much more competent up front on their offensive
Yeah.
line, I still like the Niners as like a 5.4 point favorite for this game. So getting them now at minus 2.5, even though the line is moving towards the Eagles and they could easily win this game, I still like the Niners here, and I'm willing to put a unit on it.
Yeah, I like that.
So next pick we have the Rams. They are a 4 point road favorite against the Colts. Colts are the home team. Over unders 48. Man, this is a really weird game because I felt like since I came into the season low on the Colts and I came into the season really high on the Rams, that I would be much more willing to take the Rams as a 4-point favorite. I don't really like taking the 4 points though. The Colts to me are still a playoff level team until proven otherwise. Even though they played like crap week one, we saw them play like
Mm-hmm.
crap week one last year against a
Yeah.
worse team. Um, that defense still has a ton of talent. Offense is a little bit banged up, but Carson Wentz, it's not like he played terribly last week. If you look at his stats and really look at the game, like he didn't have a great game, but dude, first game in the system, kind of getting back into the groove. I do think the Rams will win. I can understand if you're taking -4. A lot of people feel this is free points. For some reason, I'm just a little bit too scared.
You know what? Actually, I'm gonna take Colts +4, and I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be. I would be like. I think they could win this game. Honestly, I don't know why. Like, are we
Me
just
too.
like we just selling out on the Colts this early in the season? Like after one game, we're like, like your offense wasn't looking on that. There's new pieces in this offense. Let them figure it out. Let Carson Wentz figure it out. I know that's no easy task against the Rams D, but again, you're at home. Like Rams played a terrible Bears team. That team's not good. That team's not going to win games. All right. So you get them against an actually playoff defense, and let's see what you have now. I kind of like the Colts here. I wouldn't be. I think they could win this game.
So I actually agree with you. And the one major con, I guess there's two major cons. One for each team is like, or actually both on the Rams, is that just running the football.
Mm-hmm.
I saw David Montgomery kind of tear apart the Rams' run defense, which may not seem like a huge deal on the surface, but this was a run defense that was, I'm pretty sure, top five in the league. I have to imagine because every week it seems like they were shutting down teams' top rushers, and the unders were constantly hitting against that defense for running backs. I saw David Montgomery put up like 120 yards on the ground, rip a couple good runs. Jonathan Taylor is a great back, and the
Yeah.
Colts really play through the run. If they're able to control the ground, and like on the contrary, the Rams struggled to run the ball last week. We saw Stafford really carve up the Bears secondary and make some big plays. I just think that the Colts defense I'm a little bit more scared of than the Bears. I do think that the Colts might be able to control the game on the ground, control the clock, and this 4 points in that kind of a game starts looking a lot bigger than if we were thinking that the Rams are going to come in here, control the football, and put up a ton of points.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I'm
dude,
I'm all in.
speaking of that, over under 48, like, do you think the under could be a play here?
I don't know. I'm just gonna kind of like now I don't even know because I missed on all of my overs last week besides the Ravens and the Raiders. But I think the unders definitely in play. 48 points because what I see is two top 10 defenses going against each other. So I just think that the offenses are going to struggle, right?
And one-dimensional offenses to a certain extent, right? The Colts seem to be a team that can really only move the ball through the ground. And then the Rams, at least last week, they needed to move the ball through the air. Okay,
Yeah.
it worked for the Rams, didn't work for the Colts, but if we kind of see more of a stale, I actually might take the under, dude. I'm going to take it.
Send it.
Screw it. I'm going to take the under. I mean, you got to practice what you preach here. So, all right, next game, Bills Dolphins. You like anything in Bills Dolphins? Dolphins 3.5-point home dog, over under 47.5.
You know what? When I was talking about I might tease the Patriots with something, I'm gonna tease them with the
Yeah.
Dolphins. I'm gonna take a teaser, 6-point teaser, two teams. I'm gonna do Patriots pick 'em, so Patriots just have to win, and then I'm gonna get the Dolphins plus 9.5. I think they easily cover that.
Patriots pick. So that's -120. The one thing I don't like about that for a teaser is we saw the Dolphins get absolutely smacked right in the mouth by the Bills last year. I am not confident that that won't happen again.
Yeah,
Or I am confident
I
that
like the
whatever the
nine and a
phrase
half.
is. I was actually thinking about taking the Bills -3.5 this game. I decided to. I just hate taking so many road favorites, especially early in the season. That
Mm-hmm.
makes me really skeptical when I do that. So I'm staying away from it. But I feel like if I was in a little bit more of a ballsy mood, just like a fuck it
Yeah, just
attitude, I
send
would
up.
take the Bills. But I'm just gonna be conservative. It's early in the season.
Yeah, it is early. We got to play with our units here.
Yeah, I don't really like that game just because I don't really know. The Dolphins. I don't know what the hell I'm getting out of the Dolphins.
Well,
The
that's the
defense
thing. Like,
one
I don't
week is
know.
insane, and then causing turnovers, and this is a defense that forced Patrick Mahomes to throw multiple interceptions last year. You do not see that. Why can't that happen with a guy like Josh Allen? And at the same time, we saw Josh Allen blow the team out. Divisional game, not touching it. Texans Browns. Browns are a whopping 13.5 point favorite. Once again, 13.5 points. The over under is 48. Are you taking the Browns?
I'm not. I'm not even touching this game,
I'm
dude.
not touching it either.
I like it's just too many points. And first of all, like I could swing it, be like, all right, like the Texans should be able to cover that. But the way the Browns looked in that first half, especially against the Chiefs, I can see them beating them by 30. But I'm just not gonna like risk it. Like I'm just gonna stay away. This is a game like if you're in like a survivor pool,
Yeah.
just take the Browns.
Mhm.
Like it's just a must win. Like easy Browns lock. Staying away. Don't care about this game at all. Browns just need to get a win. Get it done.
Yeah, if I'm taking them in a weekly pick'em pool, not like just a picks pool, I would take the Browns too. Um, don't overthink it. The Browns are a
Yeah, I mean they're
great
gonna
football
win.
team, and the Texans, I think, are going to get smacked. I am so close to taking this game. To be honest, I'm so close to picking
Taking
the
the
Browns to
13
win.
against the. You're taking 13 with the
Dude,
Browns.
I really think the Browns are going to blow them out.
I think
Just
so too, but like I don't know.
36 to 10 kind of a game.
I can see it. I'm
I'm
staying
taking
away
them.
though.
I'm
Okay,
taking them.
taking the Browns. He takes the Browns.
I decided to pass up on the Bills. I'm going to take the Browns -13.5. I don't care.
Because they're the better AFC team.
Oh, shut up. I
Why?
just think that this is the week that is going to prove that the Texans are frauds.
Oh wait, were they legit?
Well, yeah, you have all these people on Twitter that I'm seeing like, dude, I told you Tyrod Taylor was a good quarterback, or like not good, but like he's
Yeah,
underrated. I
but
think those people are going to get proved wrong this week after a week one game. Saints Panthers. Saints 3.5 point favorites against the Panthers. Really weird game. Over under 44.5. Really weird game because the Saints have a whole lot of staff members and some players out with COVID. Lattimore's not playing.
that's
I think
tough.
at least 3 coaches are forced to not be able to be at the game because of COVID protocols. There's a
Mm-hmm.
couple of other players not playing for the Saints. I I forget exactly when this happened for specific teams. So okay, aside from the Broncos being without a quarterback, the Lions I remember had a bunch of guys get COVID, a bunch of staff members get COVID against the Bucks, and they got whooped.
Oh,
Like
it was
40-point loss.
yeah, it was like 40-0 after the first half. It was so bad.
They got absolutely whooped. I like the Panthers this week. I don't like them enough against the Saints defense, even without Lattimore to take them. I had him on my card almost all day. And then when I was talking to you, you convinced me not to do it. And then thinking about the Sean Payton offense and just, I think the Saints are too good. I'm like, I like their potential. I'm not taking it.
Mm. I don't want to take it either. I was kind of like leaning there for a second where I was going to be like, all right, I'm doing it Thurs plus third 3.5. But again, I just don't like the mix. Even with all those people being out, I still think the Saints are a competitive team, just up and down because of Sean Payton. And like the Thurs did not impress me in week one at all. Like, congrats, you got to win against the Jets, unless the Jets are like sneakily kind of good. But like, I'm just gonna stay away from them completely.
I agree. Well, I do. I was so close to picking the Panthers, man. It's just Sam Darnold. I don't believe in the Darnold
Yeah,
right
I
now.
just don't want to take Darnold until he proves me something a little bit,
That Saints team is still so freaking talented. Um, I just wish I was getting another point. Like it was like, just not enough. Raiders Steelers. Steelers a 6-point favorite against the Raiders. I like this for the Steelers. I don't love it just because this offense is what the fuck is happening, man. I don't know if we're gonna be able to score or not, especially because the Raiders defense doesn't look absolutely terrible.
hmm
It seems like a lot of those guys. I was saying it last year that I thought the Raiders were a year away. It feels like a lot of those players, guys like Crosby and a whole lot of their young players, are starting to step up and starting to fill those roles. Still like the Steelers. I'm actually going to take the under, though, at
Okay.
46 and a half.
I'm actually going to bet this game too, I think.
What is your pick?
I'm going to take Raiders +6.
Okay.
Do I expect them to win this game? Probably not, like after the theatrics that went on Monday night last week. But again, it's early season Raiders. This is like, where you can buy into the Raiders and they look kind of like a Super Bowl team. It's going to be a tough matchup against y'all's defense. But 6 points, for a team that like has the offense to like, just pop off. Like they're one big play away from really like turning into like any game into theirs. I'm just going to take the Raiders.
That's fair. I like the Steelers more just because I think that we're going to show up at home this game and our defense is just going to be in that prime form. Only guy I'm scared of is Waller. Steelers have had trouble covering
Mm.
tight ends in the past. Would not be surprised to see Waller tear us up. That
I
being
mean,
said, I'm still going to take the unders just because I think I'm getting a good price with both defenses. Um, Steelers offense, I'm not sure we're scaring anyone right now. And the Raiders defense, I think, is just a really improved unit. They proved it a little bit against the Raiders last week, or the
mhm.
Ravens last week. Okay, hold on. My phone closed. I can't see the next game. Next game, Broncos Jaguars. I was also really close to taking the Jaguars money line,
Okay.
but I'm sticking to my guns of what I said last season. I like the Jaguars. I think they have talented players. I think people are overreacting to Jaguars. And on the contrary, I think that all of a sudden the Broncos are being way overhyped. That being said, it's too early for me to really make a hard judgment on either one of these teams. I wasn't confident on them coming into the season. I'm not going to overreact to a week one game and what I think is overpriced or underpriced or whatever. I'm just going to stay away and kind of sit on the sidelines, try to, with a clear mind, take in the information from this week so that I can use it in a week three overreaction.
Yeah, no, I'm not taking this because I think this is like a weird ass game where you get like the Broncos, like where it's like, okay, well, after last week's win against the Giants, like you look like an actual playoff formable team. And then you look at the Jaguars with a little expectation, you're like, okay, well, T Law has some rookie woes. This is a young team. Well, what if that Jaguars team like bounces back? Like,
Mm-hmm.
they figure it out and they can hunker down, and then that Broncos team is not that good and they just had a good week one. So I just think it's a lot of like what is this game? Two teams I'm not sure about, so I'm just not gonna bet it.
I agree. And the one thing I will add to that is I just think the Jaguars came out with a bad game plan that week. I
Yeah, you
don't
would
like
think
the way
it
they
has to
use
get
their running
better.
backs. So I just think that they learned from that mistake. Sometimes that just happens, man. You just kind of come out with a bad game plan. You have a young team, a young quarterback. He makes a couple of mistakes. They started kind of clawing their way back in it at the end, but that doesn't mean, dude. You were talking about a Broncos team with Teddy Bridgewater starting. Might I add? Yes, I understand the Broncos are a good team, but a touchdown favorite as a road team,
Yeah, it's kind of
week two.
crazy. That is a lot of points.
We're talking about a game that we thought, coming into last week, we thought, okay, Broncos Giants, that could be an even football game, right? There was a decent amount of people on the Giants. Okay, yeah, the Broncos had played well and looked great, and Teddy Bridgewater looked good. But man, you're talking about like 9 points. You're thinking this team is going to win by like 9 points because you're getting the field goal because they're a road team. Ridiculous to me. It's just too much.
Yeah, I'm on the same boat.
Bengals, Bears. Bengals. This line has been moving for the Bengals. Bengals open like 3.5 point dogs. They're 2 point underdogs right now. This game is getting really close to pick 'em. So the Bears are a home favorite right now. For now, the public seems to really be on the Bengals. You like anything in this game?
I hate both teams, dude. I'll be honest with you. I do not like both teams. I said it kind of before the season. If I have ownership in the Bears, I'm just selling all of Bears stock right now, and I'm definitely not buying Bengals. Like, congrats, Bengals! You started 1-0. When's the last time you done that? Okay, like, congrats. And then the Bears is just like you got an aging defense. You had a tough week one. I understand that, and they moved the ball actually pretty well. The Bears did, like. Am I just supposed to buy into the hype that the Bengals are it now because they beat the Vikings, and more like the Vikings shot themselves in the foot?
Yeah, Vikings had what? It was like something like 15 or 17 penalties total, including
Yeah,
ones that were declined.
that's
It's
so
just
bad.
ridiculous. I agree with you because I think the Bears did just have a rough matchup against the Rams. The Rams are a really tough team, but there were some positives. The fact that David Montgomery picked up right where he left off last season. I'm just not taking it. I was thinking about taking the under at 44.5 because I don't think that either of these offenses I'm still convinced can consistently move the ball. But I decided that I'm just going to pass it up instead. Um, I'm not confident enough. Maybe the Bengals offense is legit and I'm just wrong. Falcons, Bucks. The Bucks are a 12.5 point home favorite. Man, the Falcons, the absolute dumpster fires last week. And I actually liked the Falcons a little bit over the Eagles. Um, I'm not touching this game, not at all.
You're not telling me you're not taking Falcons plus 12, whatever it is.
I just listen. People are crapping on the Falcons, and yeah, they looked really bad. But are we just gonna say that the Falcons are like now the worst team in the league because of that?
Yeah, I would.
Maybe. I'm just
Dude,
still not taking it.
they
I'm not buying into it.
I mean, I'm not taking for this. I'm not betting with the Falcons anymore. And I'm just not going to bet against them because, like, it still is 12 points. And, like, you have Matt Ryan. Like, Matt can easily, like, cover that. I'm just more worried about the fucking offensive line. Like,
Oh yeah, I don't know what the hell
are,
Matt
are
Ryan's gonna do.
are you gonna actually like show up and block this time, or are you gonna just be a traffic cone? Where anybody can get by you? Like, it was crazy to see that. Like, I've complained about the O line a lot in the past, but that was probably the
Different
worst.
level.
That was the worst I've ever seen the O line ever play. It's just like, dude, why are you even dressing out? You might as well just fucking sit at home and eat chips because we don't need you out there. Like, Jalen Mayfield, terrible. But yeah, I'm just gonna stay away.
I agree. Have we not hit your dog of the week yet?
Oh no, we haven't.
Okay. Vikings, Cardinals,
Who was your
Cardinals.
dog of the week? Who did you take?
We're getting there.
Oh shit.
Um,
Okay, shit. My bad.
Vikings, Cardinals 4 point home favorite against the Vikings. I was coming into this thing thinking that I like the Vikings. I don't know why. I feel like 4 points just isn't enough. After we saw the Cardinals really whoop the not the Vikings, the Titans last week, I figured that this spread was going to reach like 5.5, like we're seeing with the Titans spread against the Seahawks, which we'll see
Yeah,
coming up. 4 points is a little fishy. I just don't understand why. Maybe the sharps are on the Vikings, and it
maybe.
is a good pick.
I
Maybe
did
people
like
just
that.
don't
Could
like
be.
the Cardinals secondary, and they don't like that matchup. Regardless, I'm
I
a
like
little
the
too
Cardinals
scared.
secondary. I like the Cardinals. Robert Alford's a fine corner whenever he's not having PIs. But
Yeah, he's a fine corner one game, and then the next game he's got
yeah, I mean,
you
like,
check the
you just
stats and
you pick
three
your poison.
PIs all in the end zone.
Yeah, you pick your poison with Robert Alford. I mean, like, I'm just glad to see him back there. He's been hurt for a couple years. I'm a big Robert Alford guy.
You taking the over though? This feels like an over even at 50.5.
Dude, no. Well, the thing is, last week I took the Cardinals over, right? Cardinals did their job. The Titans didn't. I'm not doing it again because I know the Cardinals will show up and score 30, and then the Kirk Cousins and the boys will score like 10 points.
Yeah, it depends on which Kirk Cousins you get. Flip a coin.
Yeah, I mean, like there's a lot of what
get.
ifs in this game. It's just like, well, if you get beast Kirk Cousins, like the Vikings could easily win this, and you can make money on the money line. But then again, you got Kyler, who's like looking like an MVP, and then it's just like, dude, like no, I just don't want to.
You could get the 4 picks in the first half, Kirk Cousins. You
never
know.
I mean, I think this would be a good game, though. I mean, I'm not going to be watching it because I got to watch, the Dirty Birds take on Tom versus Time over here. But, I'll be, keeping
I'll be keeping tabs on this one. It's going to be interesting. I'm just curious to see the result because I'm also not sure. I'm not buying into the fact that the Cardinals are insanely legit. I guess it seems like Vegas.
Yeah, I think, dude, they beat the Titans, right? That's a great win by the Cardinals, and I don't want to take anything from them, but we've seen the Titans lose like this in the past.
Yeah.
You could have easily caught the Titans on an off week, and you have, one of the best players to hold the football in Kyler Murray for you. Of course he's going to make plays if they're not fucking up to task about it. So, I
want to see that against the Rams.
I would love to see that against the Rams. Or a Niners.
I think they're legit.
The Cardinals do show up against the Niners. I will give them that.
Yeah, but the thing is that the Rams, to me, just a really well-coached team.
Haven't the Cardinals not beaten the Rams in a long ass time?
Never. Every game has been a blowout.
Yeah,
basically.
I wanted this. That's when I would like to see that.
I'll buy in then. Yeah, exactly. We'll buy in then.
When do they play?
You do a 38-13er to the Rams? Okay, you're legit. Go ahead. Cowboys Chargers. Points. I might take the Chargers here just on the fly. They've been another team that's just been kind of on and off my card because public is on the Cowboys, but this line is not budged. It is not moved.
Just sitting at 3.
The Chargers, man. The Chargers have bit me in the ass one too many times.
All right. I'm actually going to have a bet for this, and I'm just going to take the over. 55 points. I know it's a lot, but
it's the Cowboys.
It's the Cowboys. I think they're going to score. I think this is what the Cowboys' whole demeanor is going to be this year. We can score some points, but hell, we'll give up some too. So, I think they're just going to get in these shootouts. You're going to have Dak throw for 50-plus pass attempts. I'll take it over 55. Just give it to me. Just have something else to bet on.
Man, I just think that the Chargers are just a better team. That's why.
They definitely are a more complete team, but
the thing is, Dak is the X factor.
We saw Dak literally they didn't do shit on the ground, but he had very great success against that Buccaneer secondary. You telling me the Chargers have a better one? No, I think Dak is at that level where he's really good enough and has a good enough weapons that he can have his way with any defense.
Exactly. This game to me has a high possibility of being an absolute clown fiesta. I don't want to bet on that, especially if I'm taking a team to win by over 3 points.
Yeah, just give me something to root for in this game. I just want points, And I got a couple of these players in my fantasy league, so I like that.
Okay, yeah. I got a Dak here or there. Okay, what is the next game? I lost my spot. Titans Seahawks. Here we go. My dog of the week, baby. The Titans hate has gone too far. I'm not the biggest fan of the Titans in the world. Okay, yeah, they got their asses kicked.
You love
their
Titans.
Defense suck.
You love the Titans.
Their defense blows. But here's the thing with the Titans. Tell me I'm wrong. Every single time you start counting the Titans out and you underprice the Titans, guess what they do? They win. They fucking win. When
Ryan
you think,
baby.
All of a sudden last week against a good Cardinals team, everyone's like, oh, the Titans. Even I was about to take the bait last week. If you watch our week 1 picks video, I was like, oh, I really want to take the Titans, but I'm not going to. Now I'm taking the Titans. Once everyone, they're so butthurt about last week that they are not pricing in the fact that, dude, that Cardinals front seven, I think, is just better than the Seahawks. Chandler Jones or J.J. Watt would be the best defensive lineman for the Seahawks, and the Cardinals had both of them. I do not think the Titans will struggle to run the ball as much as they did last week, even though the Seahawks do have a good run defense. I really think that the Titans are just being underpriced. Plus 245. I did it with the Steelers last week. I'm doing it with the Titans this week. Just
Hey, man.
give me the shot. I don't think the Titans will win, but they have a good enough chance that plus 250 is well fucking worth it.
I mean, I hear you, dude. I like that bet. I'm going to stay away from this game because I'm not as high on the Titans as you are. I still think the Titans are going to win games. You know, I think that whole AFC South is going to be a complete mess. But it's just, you know,
what
like,
is your dog of the week?
oh, dude, wait for it.
What is your dog? I'm looking through the
wait.
games. We got 2 games left.
Yeah, wait for it.
No way.
Yeah, you know what I'm thinking.
No way.
You think?
I mean, can we get to it? Can we just get to it?
You want to? Okay, yeah, sure.
Are you taking the Lions?
I'm taking the Lions, dude.
No way you're taking the Lions.
I'm taking the Lions. Talk about a dog of the week, dude.
Okay,
Talk about
okay.
a dog of the week.
Hold on a minute. The Lions are 12-point underdogs against the Packers prime time.
Don't care.
And Steed is getting the Lions plus 475. 475.
All right.
Holy crap.
This is it's because, like, all right, if I really wanted to lock in and take a dog of the week, I'd probably go Colts. But, like, this is why I actually kind of do like the Lions, and this might sound stupid. Right? Everybody's going to be like, dude, the Packers just had a bad week 1. Like, Brady did it last year. Like, they lost 38-3. Like, it's going to take some time. Dude, what if the Packers are just not good? You know, like, they're just they just suck, and like y'all are trying to make up excuses because, like, I don't think the Packers are that good. I think they've gotten cheaped away with a weak ass division and having an MVP and quarterback. I don't think they're good. So now you get in this Rams team, and you're like, well, the Rams got blown out against the 49ers. Well, that's because you didn't tune into that fourth quarter. The Lions were coming back. PC Principal was taking kneecaps that game, and he's got to get a first win sometime. What better to do it at Lambeau against the Packers, that fraudulent team that I've been saying for years can't win an NFC championship. Oh, I'm the Packers. Oh, I suck ass. Lions, Jared Goff. Let's go.
I mean, listen, you've been hating on the Panthers for like a year and a half now, so you've been consistent. If this hits, you will look like a genius. I'll give you that. We're 2-0 on dogs of the week, but this is like a
I'm risking
dog
it all.
of the week, like real dog of the week.
You don't like the pick? You don't like the Lions here?
No, I don't. I don't like the Lions. I think
At
the
all?
Lions blow.
I don't think they blow that bad.
I think they're a bad team.
I mean, they covered last week though. You didn't like that resilient like effort by the team coming back.
I don't care. I don't care.
I know it's something to build on. I kind of like them. And Jared Goff is. It's not like I'm getting a shit stain McGee at quarterback. I get Jared Goff.
I'll give you that. I think Jared Goff is undervalued right now.
And we're gonna talk about
Dude,
like.
Let me put it like this. I'm not taking the Packers if that counts for anything.
Well,
like I'm
yeah.
not that confident in the Lions being that bad that I'm taking the Packers at -12. But I'm also not touching the Lions, especially money line. To me, that's crazy.
It's just dog of the week. You just win.
Yeah, just win, lol. Chiefs Ravens last game of the week. The line actually just moved from 3.5 to 4. Chiefs are a road favorite against the home dog Ravens. A lot of home dogs this week, man.
This is damn it,
a lot of traps.
The thing about this game is like naturally like the Chiefs just blow out the Ravens, right? Like this is the way I see the Ravens and perceive the Ravens, that like they're a good team, they're formal, they're gonna make playoffs. Either they're gonna win that division, probably not this year because I think the Steelers, due to injury, Steelers and Browns just due to roster is better. But can they still make the playoffs? Yeah, like Lamar's that dynamic. Like they're just like the little brother to the Chiefs, right? Like the Chiefs just come in, they're supposed to be a big time matchup, and the Chiefs just kind of roll them every time. And now, like, there's no who's their corner hurt? Marcus Peters.
Yeah, Marcus Peters.
Like, do you really have an
Here's the
answer
thing.
for these
Here's the
weapons?
thing that I don't like about this game is that let's not act like Vegas and the Sharps have not pretty damn accurately priced the Chiefs for like a good year now.
Yeah.
The Chiefs have not been ever since like that first Super Bowl run. Let's just count last year up until now. Dude, it's not like the Chiefs have been a great team against the spread. They really haven't.
They haven't. Well, like you remember that last year, like during the stretch, like the Chiefs were still winning games, but barely. Like, I mean, they won on a game-winning field goal to the Falcons. Like, it just seemed like they played down to like competition. Now they played up last week because that Browns team can fucking go to the Super Bowl. That team could. They're that good. But like you got to play the Ravens this week. I didn't like what I saw out of Monday night from the Ravens, low key.
I didn't listen. I necessarily didn't either. And the Chiefs have played really well against the Ravens. I can understand if you really like the Chiefs this week. I mean, go ahead, knock yourself out. Take them as a 4-point favorite.
I mean, like you have a good track record if you're taking the Chiefs this week against the Ravens. Maybe some teams just own teams, right? Like I'm sure, like. It's like the Rams versus Cardinals, right? Like, it doesn't matter. The Rams just beat the hell out of the Cardinals anytime. Like, the Chiefs might just be doing that to the Ravens. Like, it just might be a scheme kind of thing. Like, they just figured them out.
Yeah, I'm just not entirely confident that this isn't going to be a pretty damn close football game.
But that's why I'm on the same page as you, because, like, I think Lamar is such a great player that, like, if a couple things go Lamar's way and he can make a play, then, Lamar can carry the team for himself. And the defense good enough to get a couple stops.
Well, the other thing I'm thinking, too, is if I'm able to actually shut down Tyreek Hill by having a safety over the top and Marlon Humphrey underneath, which I think is that's pretty tough. That's going to be a good matchup. And then I have now a non-rookie Patrick Queen that maybe can go one-on-one against Kelsey. I mean, listen,
Dude,
I don't think that'll necessarily happen, but let's just assume that can happen. All of a sudden, this is going to be a really close football game.
I would trust Patrick Queen with that job. Patrick Queen, I love what I saw out of him Monday night. He looked like he was flying around the board. And, like, I kind of he got a sack at one point, and they were talking about him. They were like, year two, he's like, saying like I understand the game more, I understand my assignments, and like that's scary because with his athleticism, I mean, you got him in the back end of the first round. That dude could be like sick,
Or what you could do is maybe you just double Kelsey and then see if
go one-on-one with Tyreek Hill and just put Marlon Humphrey on him.
Listen, this is the age-old problem with the fucking Chiefs is that there's really no.
Well, why not?
Like you double one, the other Bucks fights you.
Let's see what. Draw with the Bucks because whenever
but the thing is that the Bucks could get pressure with only rushing like 4 or 5 guys.
Don't the Ravens have a good D line? Like, well, you signed to Calais Campbell.
But I'm just telling you the problem is that you can't blitz consistently because then you're leaving one-on-ones and then.
Oh, that is true. And I did like the Chiefs' offensive line last week.
And that's the other factor is that you have a banged up offensive line for the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I mean, what if you have an actually great offensive line like they had?
I think that offensive line looked great.
It's an improved group. I mean,
like you gotta understand,
like an entire draft class between trades and draft picks solely improving that offensive line.
That's crazy, dude. Like teams actually like spend time investing their offensive line. That's crazy. But
that was a dig at the Falcons.
Oh yeah, huge dig at the Falcons, dude. I'm not like it's just the Falcons like, oh well, we just want to say we have 5 first rounders on our offensive line, and then they just go out there and they're getting mauled. But I mean, I'm just saying, like, that is true. Like, I don't think you're gonna be able to do kind of what the Bucks did now because I don't think you're gonna get that free rush, like, and also. Like, I don't think the Ravens have that deep of a D line because, like, Look, I think the Browns have a better D line than the Ravens. With Myles Garrett, definitely the better player. And then, like, I thought Clowney had a good game on Sunday. Like, they got some pieces over there to get to the quarterback, but they really didn't. Like, I thought they did a good ass job. I don't know. I think that's going to be a good game.
Me too.
I'm sold into that being a good game. Um, dude, actually, can I change my dog of the week?
I mean, sure, but it's kind of a dick move changing your dog of the week.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm keeping the Lions, and I'm taking another dog. I'm doing it. I think this is the year that the
You taking the
Ravens,
Ravens?
Ravens +4
Okay.
home.
Yeah, home dog. Like, listen,
You
I'm
play
a big fan of the home dogs.
like the
I'm
thing
not
is
confident
about
enough to
it.
take that. You can go ahead and take them +4. I ain't
Well,
touching
maybe
that,
it's
bro.
because like I loved Lamar before. Now I really love Lamar because he's on one of my fantasy teams, and I need him to shove after Graham Gano like shoved 22 points up my ass on Thursday. But but I'm gonna be a huge Lamar fan. Yeah, dude, Graham Gano just popping 22 points, whatever. It's cool, just whatever you want to stop making field goals, dude. It's cool. But I think this is gonna be a good game. A lot of people are on the Chiefs, and that's understandable. Like betting it like with the Chiefs is probably usually a good bet. But you said earlier, Chiefs are not good against the spread. Like you as good as you would think,
Yeah,
right?
that's the thing. Is that, dude? It's
You
the
would think
Chiefs.
they
You're
would.
thinking that
This
every single
team,
game they're not going to be
yeah,
accurately
this team
priced.
wins 13 plus games every year. You would think they're covering with ease. They don't really. Sometimes they play down. You get the Ravens coming off that week one loss. You get a team hungry for a dub. You're playing at home Sunday night. That place is going to be loud. And I don't think I'm taking the fans into account saying they're going to rattle Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes could play on the damn moon, and I think he would throw for 300
Well, see,
yards.
here's the other thing too, and I'll give you this as some confidence for your Ravens pick is that let's replace the Chiefs with the Ravens in that last game. You're telling me that the Ravens couldn't come out there and beat the Browns?
No, I think it's
I
different.
phrased that terribly. I phrased that absolutely horribly.
I think
But
if the Ravens were down
no, if you give the Ravens that
12
freaking dropped
points.
punt, you because
Oh,
dude,
yeah,
if
yeah,
they don't
yeah. Oh,
drop
yeah,
that punt,
100%.
the
100%.
freaking
Yeah.
Browns win that game.
Yeah, but like it was what was it at that point?
But the thing is, everyone is just completely forgetting about that. That the fact that the Chiefs should have lost to the Browns,
Oh,
dude
easily.
drops the punt,
Hey, don't say the
they
Browns like
lose the
that.
game, the Browns lose, Chiefs win, and all of a sudden it's just willy nilly. Chiefs are back. It's the same thing, dude. The Chiefs still have a lot of the same problems as last year. Their pass rush kind of blows.
Oh, it was
Tyrann
terrible.
Matthew is hurt, so that's huge. I don't know if I think he might actually
He's
play
going to
this
play
week.
this week.
Maybe
He's
he's playing
definitely
hurt.
he's got to play.
Um,
I thought he had COVID though.
but dude, freaking Miko Hardman still blows.
He caught a pass though.
Oh, congrats. He caught a pass. God forbid Marlon Humphrey can go one-on-one with Travis Kelce and then they double Tyreek Hill the rest of the game. And all of a sudden, the Chiefs are actually going to have to start figuring out how to move the ball. Like, without Patrick Mahomes just carrying them. I mean, go ahead. Patrick Mahomes will make his plays, but the Ravens are an actually good team.
Oh no, I think
I'm
so
not
too.
touching it. I'm not touching the Ravens until they have those receivers healthy. Until then, it's just the Lamar show.
I might take Ravens money line. Because look at this. I think like they're saying about this game like, okay, the Chiefs just own the Ravens, right? What if the Ravens fighting for in the past, Like what if this is just the year the Ravens finally beat the Chiefs because they play a primetime game at home? Like what is the record of teams Sunday night at home, Like
I have
every
no
time
idea.
but like, think about it. When have you ever seen a road team come into Sunday night and win? Last
That's
one.
definitely happened.
I mean, yeah, it's happened, but like, when's the last time you remember it? Like, I don't remember. It probably was the Chiefs, excluding
Okay,
playoffs.
so I forget exactly when this is for, but for Sunday night, home teams own a record of 82, 51, and 1.
Okay.
And then they are 70, 57, and 7 against the spread.
Oh wow. Okay, like you're actually making some decent cash off the
So
home
you're
team.
right. The home team is actually pretty damn good on Sunday night.
Yeah, like right, like am I the only one that like caught on to this? Because whenever I watch a Sunday night game, it's just usually the home team comes out on top. I'm just like, okay, you know what? Trend continues. Go Ravens. I'm sorry. I'm just an AFC North fan.
Wait. Were the Bears home or were the
Last
Rams
week,
home that
no
game?
Rams. Remember that was the
Okay.
first time they had fans at SoFi, and you heard them. They
Okay.
go,
Oh yeah, that's right. They were showing all the pictures. I can't believe they were showing so many pictures of the stadium
"Oh,
at
the
every
stadium looks
commercial break.
so
Which
cool.
that stadium looks
It
freaking
looks so
insane.
cool, dude." Rothman went to that game.
Okay, so that's one of our friends. So you guys aren't gonna know who that is.
No, they'll
Um.
know. They'll know.
All right, but that's gonna do it from us here. Actually, you could probably tell us because, dude, look at these fat units. As a pod, we're up over 5 units from week one.
Damn, we had a good week one. Well, I lost on
So,
Thursday, so you won
so
on
we're
Thursday.
almost gurus. We are gurus. But if you made it this far, thank you so much for listening. Tail with caution, but we're basically insane. Peace out.
I'm taking the Lions. So.